Hi everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I will told you about remarkable moments of football from the 1st of January to the 5th of January. I hope you will like my video and to forget to subscribe this channel to know the history of sports. Jan. 1. College football. 1954, in the Cotton Bowl, Rice halfback Dickie Mogul takes a handoff on his own 5-yard line in the second quarter and appears on his way to a 95-yard touchdown run down the sideline. But suddenly Alabama fullback Tommy Lewis leaps off the bench without his helmet and tackles Mogul on the Tide 40. Lewis' jarring tackle stuns Mogul and the crowd of 75,504. Referee Cliff Shaw awards Mogul a touchdown. It is one of 3 long touchdown runs by Mogul, who also scores from 79 and 34 yards. The 19-year-old junior finishes with a Cotton Bowl record 265 yards rushing on just 11 carries in Rice's 28-6 victory. Mogul's 24.1-yard average is the highest average per rush in any bowl game. Lewis apologizes twice to Mogul, once while he is laying on the ground and again at halftime. "I saw him coming a long way off," Lewis says after the game. "The nearer he got to me, the nearer I moved to the field. I don't know what happened. I couldn't realize that I had done it when I returned to the bench. It seemed like a dream." The second one is also about college football. It happened in Jan. 2. College football. 1984, all during the regular season, when Nebraska was rolling to a 12-0 record and averaging 52 points, some were calling this Cornhuskers team the greatest in college football history. But all that ends in the Orange Bowl tonight. Behind Bernie Kosar's passing, Miami takes a 17-0 lead in the first quarter and holds a 31-17 edge midway into the final period. But Nebraska storms back and Jeff Smith scores 2 touchdowns, with his 24-yard run on 4th and 8 bringing the Cornhuskers to within 31-30 with 48 seconds left. An extra point ties the game and most likely gives Nebraska the national title. But coach Tom Osborne makes the gutsy call of going for the 2-point conversion and victory. "We wanted an undefeated season and a clear-cut championship. I don't think we should go for the tie in that case. It never entered my head," Osborne says afterward about going for the tying kick. "I guess I'm not very smart." When Miami's Ken Calhoun knocks down Turner Gill's pass, the 11-point underdog Hurricanes, 11-1, have their amazing upset. They also will have the national championship, rising from 5th AP and 4th UPI to 1st in both polls. Nebraska will be ranked 2nd. Pro football. 1982, the AFC semifinal playoff game between San Diego and Miami is a wild roller coaster ride. The Chargers storm out to a 24-0 lead in the first quarter, but by halftime Dolphins reserve quarterback Don Strock has rallied Miami to within 24-17. He gets a touchdown on the final play of the second quarter when Dariel Harris catches his pass and laterals to Tony Nathan, who dashes 25 yards for the score. The Dolphins take a 38-31 lead in the fourth quarter before Dan Fouts' 9-yard touchdown pass to James Brooks with 58 seconds left sends the game into overtime. Rolf Benirska misses a 27-yard field goal try early in the extra period before nailing a 29-yarder to give the Chargers a 41-38 victory. San Diego's Kellen Winslow catches a playoff record 13 passes, for 166 yards and 1 touchdown, and blocks Uwe von Schauman's 43-yard field goal try as the fourth quarter expires. The weary tight end is helped off the Orange Bowl field when the game ends. This is the first game in NFL history to have 2 quarterbacks, Fouts and Strock, pass for more than 400 yards. Jan. 3. Pro football. 1983, Dallas Cowboys running back Tony Dorsett becomes the only player in NFL history to run 99 yards for a touchdown. Taking a handoff 2 yards deep in the end zone, Dorsett bursts through a big hole off tackle against the Minnesota Vikings defense, cuts to his right and then races down the sideline. He avoids being knocked out of bounds on the Vikings' 25 and tightropes down the sideline for the score. "I just saw a lot of green," says Dorsett after the Cowboys' 31-27 defeat. Dorsett's run breaks the NFL record of 97 yards, set by Andy Urim of the Chicago Cardinals in 1939 and tied by Bob Gage of Pittsburgh in 1949. Pro football. 1993. In college, as a quarterback for Maryland in 1984, Frank Reich had come off the bench to rally the Terrapins from a 31-0 halftime deficit to a 42-40 victory over defending national champion Miami. In today's AFC wild card game, Reich goes a point better. Reich is starting for the Buffalo Bills because Jim Kelly is injured. Early in the third quarter, a Reich pass is intercepted and returned for a touchdown, extending the Houston Oilers' lead to 35-3. But showing he has the Reich stuff, he leads an unbelievable comeback. He throws 4 touchdown pass, the last 3 to Andre Reed, and Buffalo takes a 38-35 lead. A 26-yard field goal by Houston's Al Del Greco with 12 seconds left in the fourth quarter sends the game into overtime. Steve Christie's 32-yard field goal in the extra period gives the Bills the improbable 41-38 victory. The comeback from 32 points is the greatest in any NFL game, regular or postseason. Jan. 4. Pro Football. 1986, Los Angeles Rams running back Eric Dickerson has a point to prove to the Dallas Cowboys, who showed little interest in drafting him after he left SMU. Dickerson proves it too, when he runs through the Cowboys for an NFL postseason record 248 yards in the Rams' 20-0 victory in an NFC divisional playoff game in Anaheim, Calif. In averaging 7.3 yards a carry on his 34 attempts, Dickerson scores on runs of 55 and 40 yards. His 248 yards breaks the professional playoff record of 206 set by the San Diego Chargers' Keith Lincoln in the 1964 American Football League championship game. I have never been a fan of Dallas, Dickerson says. Some might think that's funny because I'm a native of Texas. But, as a kid, I always used to say that I'd love to play against the Cowboys. Pro Football. 1987, in an NFC divisional playoff game, the New York Giants put a 49-3 licking on the San Francisco 49ers. They send Joe Montana to the hospital with a concussion and his teammates back home with a case of severely wounded pride. With the Giants leading 21-3 late in the first half, nose tackle Jim Burt hammers Montana just as the quarterback releases his pass. The wounded Duck wobbles into Lawrence Taylor's hands, and the linebacker returns it 34 yards for a touchdown. That play was like dropping the H-bomb on them, LT says. While LT is buried under an avalanche of jubilant teammates, Montana is crumpled on the ground at Giants Stadium with a concussion. It was a clean hit, Burt says. But I don't feel good about it. Giants quarterback Phil Simms completes just 9 of 19 passes, but 4 go for touchdowns. Jan. 5. Pro Football. 1964, San Diego fullback Keith Lincoln accounts for 329 yards running and receiving in the Chargers' 51-10 rout of the Boston Patriots in the American Football League championship game in San Diego. On just 13 carries, Lincoln runs for a playoff record 206 yards. The mark will not be broken for 22 yards, until